Oh, that's smacking. What's up, everybody? Hey. It is Wednesday night Hits and Heels. Welcome and welcome. If you are new, my name is Coach Terri Bryant. I am a football coach here in Lexington, Kentucky. This is Coach Bryant, who made me a football coach. And we're probably one of the only husband and wife football duos that you probably know about, that you hear about, that we know about. We don't know anybody else. So we're doing some things differently. I created Hits and Heels because as a football coach, as a female, I had a co-host that was also coaching middle school football. And we just had a lot of great conversations, and we decided to turn into a podcast. And so now Coach Bryant is now my co-host. And one of the things that I do is since I started coaching is I started coaching a women's tackle football team called the Derby City Dynamite out of Louisville, Kentucky, because we're here in Kentucky. And he's got on his all gas and no break shirt. So let me put it down here so he can see. Y'all can see him representing. You know, we representing the DCD today. And so I got a couple of guests from DCD that are gonna come on. And so we just concluded our season. Unfortunately, in New Mexico, they said that it was hot, or the elevation was high. I think we thought it was going to be hot like it was in Oklahoma City last year, but it ended up being like up in the mountains. And I think we had a couple of people that was sick. And so I don't know. So I'm going to bring on our quarterback, Ava. Let's go ahead and bring you on, Ava. And then we got Marquina coming on as well. Marquina, I don't see you, so I don't know if we can get that fixed. But hey, Ava, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're good. Marquina, I see you, babe. Well, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. Sorry about the noise. It's kind of loud over here on Westport Road, you know.
Oh, no problem. Represented in Louisville. So what I want people to know is that one of the reasons why I had my podcast was to actually bring more awareness to women's tackle football, because most people had no idea that it even exists. Mm-hmm. Right. So, right. Ava, how did you find out about the team?
Yeah, so I'm kind of one of those who had no idea this even existed about 6 months ago. So I actually graduated from Hanover College in May of 2024, and I started my career here in Louisville in October, and I started working for a media company, and I had an interview or a meeting with a sports podcaster. He does a Cleats to Whistle podcast.
Oh, Brad. Valdez.
Yeah, Brad. Yeah. I ended up sitting down with him and talking to him about a few things with like radio stations and advertising type stuff. And he started talking about all these teams, and he mentioned the Derby City Dynamite, the women's tackle football team. And I held him up for a minute. I was like, there's a women's tackle football team in Kentucky? And he was like, yeah, they're called. And I said, what are they called? And he was like, Derby City Dynamite. And so from there, I just looked. I was like, yeah, that's something I've always wanted to do. So I just looked him up on Facebook, sent a message, and here I am 6 months later. So,
and the starting quarterback.
Did you
expect to play quarterback, or was that unexpected?
I did not expect to play quarterback at all, really, at first. I mean, I came in like thinking, oh, how cool would it be, you know, if that spot was something, because, you know, I've always played softball, and that was kind of like a go-to, playing football around with the boys at home. And then I started out kind of just being like receiver, and that was really all I was doing, just kind of like a outside receiver. And we had some fall through. Some people got injured or had other things to take care of. So coach asked me to be backup QB. And from there, kind of moved on. And then we found some positions that we needed to go into different places, and just kind of found my role. And we're still here 6 months later. So
how about that?
About 6 weeks ago is when it started. 6 weeks ago is kind of when I picked up the ball behind center. So
Ava,
6 weeks.
6 weeks. That's not bad.
That's not much. No, I did not know there was that much to football.
It's a lot.
And I still don't know the half of it. So
well, my question is, how you doing? I watched you. So when you play softball, you built like a shortstop with feet. So when you play softball, what position did you play in softball?
So I was a catcher and I
You-
played third base in
Okay.
college. So I played 2 years at Hanover College, my freshman and my sophomore year.
Ooh, that means you can read and write.
What was that?
That means you can read and write.
Yeah. Yeah, I can read and write a little bit.
Hanover, that's a nice school. Very nice
Yeah.
school.
Hanover is beautiful. It's a great place to be if people don't know where they're going. They kind of want to just have a family feel. Hanover
Yes.
is my favorite place. But yeah, I played catcher. I played third base, first base, second base. I played a little bit of second base too. I kind of played all over, just kind of wherever they needed me. But yeah, my main spot was catcher.
Okay, I wouldn't thought that because after watching you on the gridiron, you got a little movements about you. So being a high school baseball coach and a baseball coach for a long time, I just stepped you to shortstop or second base. There's no question about that.
I think I've gained a little bit more agility wise and mobility wise. So I played softball my freshman and sophomore year at Hanover, and then I was built. I was kind of stocky, and I didn't have my feet work. My feet were not fast or quick or anything like that. And then I ended up walking on the basketball team my junior and senior year, and they whipped me into shape real quick. And so that's whenever I started to gain my footwork and a little bit more agility wise. And then I just never stopped playing sports. So like I'd play women's slow pitch league, just kind of anything like outside of and so I just kind of kept that up so I could keep, because I hate just working out. I hate just running. Like I feel like I feel like I got to be playing like an activity to really want to really dive in and work on my skills. So,
well, you're a baby. How old are you?
I'm 23.
See, you're a baby, so
Yes.
Yeah, that helps because being a part of DCD was my third season, and I know that we the hardest part is getting new blood coming in, and we need young blood coming in so that they can kind of take the reins of stuff and be able to kind of actually recruit around them. And I don't want to speak for Coach P or anybody, Coach P or anybody else, but I just thought that you were a great fit to kind of set a great foundation for the future of Derby City Dynamite if you decided to stick and stay with this. So did your parents get you involved with sports? How did all that come about that you ended up playing in college ball?
Okay, so I think that when I first really decided that I wanted to play college ball or like really focus in on getting to college to play sports was my freshman year of high school. So I didn't even end up playing softball in my junior high years. I think I played like in 6th grade, 7th grade. Then I didn't play 8th grade, and then I ended up deciding to play my freshman year of high school and ended up making varsity. And then I was a catcher, so I went to our starting pitcher. She had pitching lessons and catching lessons, and so I ended up going with her. And then I found my way onto a travel ball team, and then I was like, okay, like this is really cool. And like I've always wanted to play in college, but from a small town, I really didn't think I had the opportunity or the options to. We didn't have the outreach. We didn't have the contacts. I didn't know anybody. And so when I had a great coach, his name was Tom Rupert. He was Indiana Gators coach, and he found me. He was out of Jasper. Ended up playing with these girls for 6-7 years. And that's when I kind of developed like, okay, this can get me somewhere. I can go to school. It doesn't matter what division it is, but then I can get to a school and be a part of something and still, because growing up, I'm not a huge, I did study and I was really good in school, but I had to have something else going on. It was going to drive me nuts. I couldn't just stop playing sports. And I knew going up to Hanover, there's not much outside life there either. So there wasn't very many recreational things to do. And so I was like, I got to find something. So that's when I really set in and was like, all right, I got to focus on these coaches and try to find my way in somewhere.
Gotcha.
But my parents were there all along. They took me everywhere.
Well, what did your parents think about you playing football?
Oh my God. When I tell you, I begged my parents to let me play football in high school and in elementary. I mean, I remember being in elementary school and middle school, and my mom was like, "You're not playing." She was like, "You can go kick for him if you want, but you're not about to get hit. Like, you're not about to play with these boys." And I was like, "Mom, please, please, please." Like, no. So, then I got into high school and I was like, yeah, I don't want to play football. It's like stereotype. We don't belong there. And then my senior year, I gained a little courage, and I actually played soccer at the time. And so I did try out for kicker my senior year. And we got like a week away from the first game, and I broke my foot. So I never really got to. And so when I decided to play here, my mom was like, you better not get hurt. My dad said that too. He said, you just got a job, your first big girl job. He said, if you get hurt and you can't work, he said, I'm gonna hit you silly. But yeah, they love it and they support me, and they just want to make sure I'm stay safe and healthy.
Now, where do they live?
Where they live?
Yeah, where's your parents live?
They're in Tell City, Indiana, between Louisville and Evansville, right off 64.
Right, yeah, quite familiar with that. So once you got on the team and went through everything and wanted always, so I like the part that you indicated that you always wanted to do this, and then it came full circle. So that's a blessing. It really is.
Yeah.
To be able to do something you want to do and do it at the high level that you're doing it at. So when you first came to practice and the young ladies were out there and the business ladies that they are, and then all of a sudden they get out of the car and they're all really laid back and chill. And once competition started, you heard some things going on.
Yeah. Usually, whenever T told me when I first started, and she was telling me about the team before I even came to practice, she was like, this ain't like a sport you've ever played before. and I believe her now, because this is
nothing like
I've ever done before. Ever.
The reason why I said the first time I went up to watch the Derby City young ladies practice, and they get out of the car, and I mean, they sweet young ladies, they all talk.
Oh, yeah.
And then once the competition, I mean, it was another level. I was like, okay, I like this. I like
right.
That. So when you was at quarterback, and all of a sudden a play breaks down, is your first intuition to run or to stay in the pocket?
Well, right now I got happy feet. I definitely need to learn to stay in the pocket. That's something that is going to be my next real big learning curve, I think, to really help me become successful. But I mean, coming right off my first instincts at my very first game, I think I did end up running quite a bit at very first. But then I learned that I got people out there that I can count on and catch the balls. And so I'd rather just get rid of it instead of, taking a hit. I think getting hit in this league is, people don't think, they're like, oh, you're just getting hit by girls. No, this is a full hit. Just like taking one.
I would not want to get hit by Angie.
Oh, well, let me tell you something. So we had our first practice, right, with these girls in our full pads, and we said, all right, we're gonna run the ball, and you're gonna get hit. And I had been off getting changed for uniforms and stuff, getting all sized up. I had no idea what was going on. I come back, put my helmet on, getting ready to go run. And I take off, and the next thing I know, Angie's coming at me full force. Never been hit before. I've never been hit before. This is the first time. Lays me straight on my back. Straight on my back. And I sat there for a minute. I was like, it was a lot. Angie's got some power for sure.
And you got up?
I did. I got up, got 10 minutes later, and kept moving. So
I think what I like about Angie is that she, we always kind of test the rookies. And Angie is the best person to test the rookies with, to see whether or not you can deal with this, because we've had some rookies, even in the last couple of years, they get hit. They've been ghost ever since. We have not seen them back. No. Right. Yeah. So Ava, what is your biggest? I think what was your biggest achievement from this season? Do you think? Besides your growth from the first time your game to the last game, I mean, your level went to the roof, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I really appreciate you saying that. It means a lot to me. My biggest achievement is
besides you surviving.
Yeah. Besides me surviving, I mean, I think really understanding that I was able to kind of slow it down a little bit. The first game that I had, I mean, I was like, they were like, you got multiple people out there. I was like, but it's the first one open. Like that was like my only option. I was like, find someone, hit him, find someone, hit him. And I felt like I had no time at all whatsoever. And within this last game, the growth between that and this last game, I still need to work on finding that time and that rhythm, but it all kind of slowed down for me a little bit. And I talked to Coach Q at the end of the season, and he said, this is your rookie year. And he said, next year, you just watch how slow it gets.
Oh, yes.
And then it all starts to make sense. And I think that will be my biggest accomplishment, is when I can see the field and read the field and be able to put my players in places and see them on routes that they're not even supposed to be in, and hit them when it really matters the most.
So once you, it's going to get real fun when you build it's almost a telepathy.
Yeah,
with
exactly.
your wide receivers, where you're going to look at them and they're going to do something that and it's not going to be the route that Coach Q's going to call, and they're going to do something. You're going to be able to hit them because you guys are going to be so in sync with each other. It's going to be unbelievable, and the field will get smaller as well.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Right now is huge.
You're right. The field right now, it's like out here, and it's like I'm like turning my head to kind of see everything. But that telepathy thing you said, like we had a moment in our game this past in Atlanta, our last regular season game, where Nicole was coming from the H on the left side of the field and came through. And I mean, when the ball released from my hand and it went straight into her hands, like something that like we've been trying to get this for weeks. Cole's really been working on her hands. That's something that she struggled with a little bit earlier on. But she was able to take it in and move with it. And when I tell you, I saw that and I was like, that's what it's supposed to feel like. I felt it internally, and it, like, as an athlete, whenever something clicks like that and it just feels magical, like that's kind of what it felt like. And so I was like, how many of those can we get? How many of those can I feel? And that's whenever I can really start to see my progress. I had like 2 this season, but within 5 weeks, I think that it felt good to me. So as soon as we finally hit that,
in 6 weeks.
As soon as we finally hit that, it kind of just felt really, really good.
Yeah, and my statement has been a football player and a football coach for many, many years. The only real person that can say something to anyone is the quarterback, because even that quarterback, that leadership comes into fact. And it's where everybody's going to look to you. Are you ready for that? That's a different little world. The quarterback, like when I was at University of Kentucky, we had a quarterback, Bill Ramsdale, Dollar Bill, and Dollar Bill yelled at me. Now, anyone else out of the 143 players yelled at me, I probably would have hit him. But because he was the quarterback, you sort of look at him and you go, all right. So are you ready for that responsibility as well?
I'm getting there.
You're getting there?
I'm definitely getting there. At the beginning of the season, I was a little, like, when I first started, I was kind of more worried about what I was doing right and what I was trying to do and still learning how to do everything. Right. I think within like the second game, T and my line, they were all like, just yell at us. Just yell at us. Just tell us what you want us to do. Like we need that from you. And so it got to the point where I did feel comfortable, and I yelled at them one time and they looked at me like, yes, ma'am. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a huge thing with the title.
I think it was definitely about just being more comfortable with everybody and learning everybody and how they work, and learning how I can, as a leader, can speak to each individual differently and how they take everything. Because that's very important to me as an athlete growing up. There are some coaches that, they didn't know me as an athlete. They never took the time to really figure out who I was and how I learned. And I think that's very important, even as a quarterback, to speak to your teammates in the way that they can understand. And so you can still respect them at the same time, even though you're just trying to help them. So
that's huge.
I think I want to be that for my team. I do. So
comfortable in your own skin. I like.
Oh, absolutely. The leadership part as a quarterback is definitely, I think, it's the most important part of, person on the team.
Well,
and then number 2 is your center. Y'all got to be like this.
Absolutely.
So, and of course, T has your back because she has the experience. So how do you feel about your lack of experience with a line that's a little bit more experienced? T's, my age. So, we're like twice your age.
Yeah. I mean,
How comfortable are you with that?
I'm so comfortable with these girls.
Good.
I know we've only been together for 6 months, but like I could have 6 weeks with the quarterback and me and them.
Mm-hmm.
But like they've showed me nothing but support every time. Like every time after a game, we could get a little heated in the game talking about, hey, fix this, fix that. They'll even tell me stuff I need to get fixed. And it can be like taken a little bit out of context the same way, but then when we get out of the field and everything, there's so much support and encouragement from even if I'm having a bad game or something like that, or passes aren't falling, or I read the play wrong, or things that happen in every game. I feel so comfortable because my teammates have no problem with coming up and telling me, hey, keep your head up, like you have done a great job, like this is not easy, and we know this, we don't want to be in your spot, but
it's
like
not easy,
and that's the only way I've been able to like really be comfortable with them, is because they've shown that support day in and day out. So
and that's a great point that you just
Yes.
said. It really is. And I guess the thing that I like that you did this year when I watched the film, the wife would come home and say, look at the film a little bit with me, and is I am pure defense. People that know me, I am pure defense. What I like of your maturity week by week is if you got a negative, you had that baseball mindset. You didn't get too high, you didn't get too low. You always stay right in the middle. And that's usually what quarterbacks have to do, because you're going to throw bad passes, you're going to complete passes, things are going to happen. But you always, to me, when I watched it on film and watched your reactions, you was even killed the entire time. So does that go back to your upbringing in other sports?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That is something that I have definitely had to grow into and learn as an athlete. I'm still young. I'm still learning things, even in this level of league. But that was definitely something that I was not always great at. I got really in my head when it came to playing in college, because there was always that next man up. There was always someone who was there to take over your spot if you weren't top notch. And I had to like learn how to be even keel if I wanted to be able to bring myself back down and control the controllables when things were going awry. It took me a long time to get there. It took me, 18 years of playing sports to really get to that point. And sometimes I still get a little high, but I'll be able to bring myself down before it turns into chaos. And that's not easy to do for any athlete. I give total respect for anybody who's going through struggles like that, because it's one of the hardest mind blocks really to like get through. But yeah, that was definitely through my upbringing and something I had to learn for several years to be able to control that. Okay. My mom always said poker face.
Yeah,
mom knows best. He's really good with no emotion. Like even when we're coaching together, whether it's a good play or a bad play, he shows no emotion. Every once in a while, when Ty's playing, he'll do a little clap, but it's so cool.
Yeah,
he's real cool about it. But he's so unemotional when it comes to, especially when he's coaching. Yeah. He's very unemotional.
I just wait till I get in the car, and then
then the steam comes out a little bit.
The steam or the joy. I think certain times it is that. So with that said, is I guess I'm gonna ask the questions that Coach Terri Bryan hasn't. So are you helping with the recruiting?
That was my next question.
Young people your age.
That was my next question. What is your recruiting mentality as far as getting 5-10 more of you?
Yeah, that's my next step. I've had like quite a few people that have known me in college reach out to me and be like, "Oh, that's so awesome you're doing that. Like, that's really cool." I don't know how many people I know physically that would just go in out there and lay down and take a hit. But I definitely put the word out there, and we definitely throw a lot of things. We do a lot of things over time. DCD's got some good things coming this year. Sorry, the coming out a lot today. Okay. However, we got the grind, and we have the intensity. I think that everyone, the mindset, we're hungry. A lot of this season was about rebuilding and finding positions, and all these people that we played with this season, they weren't in their natural spots. They were learning new spots, and I think everyone progressed as the season went on. And so now we just got to get comfortable in our positions and really buy in. And I think as long as we buy in and stay strong throughout this offseason, I think it'll be a total flip to the switch for next season. T's got some really good things for ideas for recruitment, and we're all going to come together and find a way to help that. So
good stuff. I think the biggest thing I saw, this is my third year, and having a new coach every year was tough. And then I think our new rookies, including you and Markina, and there was a couple of other ones that I love all the rookies.
Mm-hmm.
You all kind of just came in, had no clue, but was just so coachable. And then, but having a coach like Coach Q, I think he has the.
I'm laughing at.
Coach Q has the. His spirit. He has a real calm, demeanor and a very patient. I thought he was very patient, and I kind of really didn't see that in the past. And I just thought that he was also just a great fit, as a coach with rebuilding the team.
Well, and that's a good thing for the organization to bring a person like that in,
Mm-hmm.
especially when I think you used the word is rebuilding.
Mm-hmm.
When you got to rebuild, you got to understand they don't know what you think they know.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
you got some patience to know it,
Mm-hmm.
know it. So, are you taking time off right now? Are you reading the playbook, getting ready for next year?
So, we've been in 4 days off now. I think I've watched a little bit of film. I've laid on my couch. I'm trying to heal my back after we got laid out a few times in this past game. But yeah, we're hitting the books early. Next week we're starting. We're gonna start a health plan. I think we're gonna get our food right. We're gonna get some time in the gym together, and we're definitely gonna do some workouts 2 or 3 times a week until August comes. I'm gonna start working with a quarterback coach to try to help me really understand the ins and outs of the game. I tell you, the last 6 weeks, however long, 7 weeks I've been at quarterback, have been the most mentally the hardest challenge I've ever done with any type of athletics in my entire life.
Yeah, it's because it doesn't come easy.
And I think because I've never heard football terms before, I thought I knew what football was until all these different terms. And I'm like, I have no idea what that means. I have no idea what that means. Coach is like, do this route. And I was like, yeah, what's that? So I think it's all going to be about mentally learning the game until definitely do that off-season hard work, but definitely mine is going to be mental for the off-season for sure. And it's going to be a lot of time in film sessions with coach, a lot of time in film sessions with Nicole. Nicole is she's my QB too. And my backup, she's my main receiver, one of my main receivers, one of my main running backs. She's my dog. She's got my back. And so we're definitely going to sit down together and do our stuff. And I'm going to learn football. That's what I'm going to do this offseason.
Well, I didn't want you. I remember when I gave you a football one. Do I have one over here? I got it.
I got it.
And you were like, should I be offended?
That was just a joke. That was a joke.
Oh, I said, you have no idea about football.
Exactly.
I said, all of this is just a manual just to help you with just the basics, like you said, like the terminology and,
right.
And a lot of stuff. So then once you learn that, the field gets smaller and it'll get a whole lot easier for you to be able to, especially when you have a seasoned coach like Coach Q. Again, just talking football, he's used to coaching boys. And you got to think most of the boys that he's used to coaching in high school has started off in Pee Wee. So they've been knowing all the language for years.
Right.
Whereas with women, even he had to go through like a learning curve with coaching women, because most of the women have no idea, never played before, but it's like you but have no idea. So now you got a couple of weeks, a couple of months to try to teach you football. And football is just not one of those games that you can just learn overnight.
Yeah, and we're right in the middle of season. Like they didn't have time to sit down and talk to me about like we're in practice, we're doing offense, we're doing defense, we're doing individual stuff. We were never really working on direct QB things. And when you got 2 hours at the end of a work day and you got so much sunlight, there's only so much you can get done in practice time. And that's nothing against what our strategies or how our practice plans are go, anything like that. It's just simply it's going to take more time to develop. And I appreciate Coach Q being patient with me too, and them saying, look, we threw you out there and you have done great for what the time we've given you. And I really appreciate that, because I thought, I was really struggling mentally. I was like, I feel like I'm not getting this, but they're like, you're doing fine. Like you just need more time. And so I'm going to trust that process and really hopefully it comes down and it makes it out in the end. So,
well, the best thing I can say to you is, again, I look forward to seeing you next year. But with that said, is you will see how quickly the game slows down when one part of it you don't have to worry about anymore. It just comes natural.
Right.
And the biggest thing that I have always told, even in football, baseball, is if mentally you sit on your bed and you think of your plays and you're thinking, it's called psychosynaptics. And what that said is you actually close your eyes and see yourself doing it.
Okay.
The brain will tell your body it's done it 100 times.
Gotcha.
That's the way the brain works. And I can't wait until you are theoretically not thinking and reacting. Oh my gosh, you're going to be fun.
Me too.
Well, it was like the run in Atlanta when they was coming and you just took off running, and you just and it was just totally natural instinct. Even the dive, I was like, she knew the dive. I mean, it was just so, yeah.
So you can think all those times watching those. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get this, and I'm just gonna dive in there because I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna make it. So, but yeah, you're right. It just comes from seeing those, and like I knew to do that just because I'd seen it before. Or coach tells us, he goes, go watch the NFL game, go watch the college games, get in, watch. I've never been as much as I love sports. I watch the playoffs, I watch the big games, but I was never an avid watcher. And I've learned that just even watching within the last couple of weeks, it does make a difference.
It makes a difference.
Your mind fresh and seeing stuff, because when you're out there, sometimes you have to acclimate to what you're in, and sometimes you got to just come up with something on the spot. And if you're thinking of something fresh or something comes up and you're like, oh, just do that, then that's when that comes in handy, I think. So you made a great point there. I like that.
And I guess my only last statement is, in a way, it's not a disagreement, but it's just how I coach. I don't tell my kids in high school and middle school watch pros, because they're another level.
Right.
Another level. They do things differently. The best thing for you to truly watch in your area, go to a high school game.
Okay.
Because the high school young person is learning like you're learning.
Okay, yeah.
And they're learning. And it's not, if you go to NFL, if you go to Big Ten, being in Indiana, if you go to SEC, those guys are another level.
Right.
And they do things that you can't teach.
Yeah.
And I mean that no disrespect. They do. They do stuff that make you go, wow. But if you go to a very good high school game in one of the top high schools in Indiana or Kentucky, you're going to see athletic, and you're going to see guys that's working and learning the game on the run like you are doing. And no offense to your coach, I'm not saying he's wrong, but if you watch college games, and if you're watching, what's your favorite college team?
You're gonna give me. I like Texas.
You don't have one.
That's okay, but
no, you didn't give me. You didn't let me answer. I said Texas.
Texas.
Yeah.
Texas. There's a lot of horses on Texas. so my point is, but you understand what I'm getting at. It's no disrespect. It's like, I want the game when young people, to me, are learning the game, is I can't put them in a certain room. I got to put them in a different room, and then eventually they are built up to that room. Yeah. Because if I keep it the best way, a gentleman told me, I keep it simple, stupid, and just keep it very simple. And because I think I said something to a doctor one time who when I had my knee surgery, he said something I didn't appreciate. So I went right, dagger, 44, gap, Z, 4, 5, look, ice.
Yeah.
And he goes, what is that? I said, that's a defensive call.
Right. There you go.
And
funny.
so, but I'm not going to do that with my middle school kids.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to do that, but it's the same play. I'm gonna make it very simple for them. So.
Sure.
Right, Mr. Brown, home of the Cowboys.
And
Texas, the home of the Cowboys.
And what you said, I think Coach Q would definitely agree with you there with about the high school. He just wants us to get out and watch something.
Yes.
I think he would
Just
totally
something.
agree.
Yeah, just something.
Agree,
just to start learning the game.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Because a visual aid is better than being coached, because that's why people watch film in football. Mm-hmm. You know, football's the most watched in any sport.
Yeah.
Tons of film watching, and you learn. So.
Well, good.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you right now, I am super proud of you. You got probably the best mentor on the team is probably Nicole. She has the highest IQ of anybody on the team.
100%.
100%. And then you got the best center with T with her experience. And so with the three of you all being, you know, part of our rebuild with Coach Q as the head, I'm really excited about where DCD is going and the foundation that we have with you all going forward. And I'm just excited. I'm glad that Crystal started the group again about getting everybody in shape. They really need to utilize Vaughn. Vaughn's been trying to get everybody in shape for the last 2 years. And I felt like I said, I wasn't as involved this year as I was in the first 2 seasons. But I think one of my biggest things was, can we please show up in shape in January?
Right.
Or in better shape, so that because Coach Q does not have enough time.
Right. No, we do not.
To condition. You know, every chance he gets in front of you, he needs to be coaching, not conditioning. So he needs that time to teach and to learn and to make sure that we progress with everybody knowing the plays and having them down and that type of stuff. So I'm excited. I'm excited.
I know, me too.
Is there anything you want to say before you leave? Your Nicole's on here and Thelma was on here.
Not much else I really, really want to say, but I really appreciate you guys being out here, and I think this is a great place to be. This is my first year with DCD, and I found a home. I really did. It's my first year out of school. I'm learning life. I'm doing things. I'm living on my own for the first time. I got my first big girl job here in Louisville, and it's been a struggle. And to really have something to really kind of take my mind off some of the other things, this is a great place to be. So if anybody's out there, I highly recommend them to just try something new and give it a shot and see if it could be a home for them, because it definitely helped me mentally.
Absolutely. I think that's probably the biggest perk that a lot of people don't understand is the sisterhood that is created. And they really are a family. If you want to be a part of the family. If you don't want to be a part of the family, it's easy to not be that too, because usually they kind of weed themselves out, right? So but listen, I'm excited for you. Study the game, learn the game.
Yes,
and you'll be fine. I can't wait to see what next year comes out, because the rookies, all the rookies with the vets together, learning together after having a year of experience is going to be absolutely amazing. Like, you're going to see leaps and bounds from this season to next season, and you guys are going to be blown away by the growth, especially with all the stuff, because the championships are made in the off season.
Yeah,
not during the season. So all the work that y'all put in between now and next March is definitely gonna pay off.
I think the only thing we were really missing this season was chemistry and that meshing during the games. And I think now that we got this off season, now that we got the people from here, as long as we got everyone to stick around from this last season, if we haven't, we didn't have everybody. We didn't have our full team until the first game of the year, which was in March, April. We really didn't know who was going to stick around,
each other.
Who was going to be there until the game started. So that's going to come. It's going to come this off season, and it's definitely we're going to see a difference. we're gonna see a difference.
There's no doubt in my mind. It's going to be a big difference. Well, thank you for coming
Thank
on,
you.
Ava.
Thank you guys for having me.
You won, and we appreciate you being on. We'll do a follow up in a year after next season to see how your sophomore year go.
All right, sounds great. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Right.
All right. I love it. I love it. Our quarterback from the Derby City Dynamite was a rookie.
What up, cuz?
Got thrown into the fire, but she did an absolute fantastic job. Fantastic job.
We got somebody in the waiting room, don't we?
We do got somebody in the waiting room.
I couldn't tell what she was doing in the background.
Yeah, we do got somebody in the waiting room. But Gridiron Abuse, a head coach who watched the final couple of ESPN or Victory Sports. I watched it on ESPN2, and I'm excited about the WNFA on the 26th, I believe, will also be on ESPN2. So, yeah. So, for those of you that watch the WNFA, they just concluded their season. It was a great game. It went all the way to the end, and it was very exciting, and it was a great representation of women's tackle football on a major network, and I'm excited. I was definitely excited about that. And I'm looking forward to the game for the WFA championship on July 26th, also on ESPN2. Now we have another guest that I want to bring on the stage. Welcome to the stage, Marquina.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, so I just posted your video today about you with your little sack and your fumble, your forced fumble at 52 years old. So listen. What in the heck made you want to come play football at 52 years old?
So July 30th, I'll be 52.
So not so fast, my friend.
Yeah. But so crazy thing is listening to Ava saying that it was a childhood thing. Can you all hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, definitely it started at childhood. I was a tomboy. And I was 12 years old around the neighborhood. If anybody's familiar with the Douglas Park area in Louisville, I was over there, and there was like this community center the little boys used to go to, but we played in a neighborhood, and they always played with me. I was really fast, so I have a track background is where I started. That's the only sport that I really did. And anyways, I was really fast. And so they was like, come play with us. And I was like, play what? And they was like, come play on our football team. And I was like, okay. I literally, no lie, get on the handlebars of one of the little boys. And they drove me up to the community center. They're like, coach, can she play with us? I'm like, the only girl. They're like, she's fast. And he was like, I don't know. We'll see when we get out there. So we get out there, and they, I run, they hand me the ball, I run, I take off. He was like, oh yeah. He was like, okay. I guess he felt like as long as I could beat everybody, they was just going to hand me the ball. And literally that's all they did. Left sweep, right sweep. That's the first thing I learned about football. And before I came here, that's all I ever knew. They handed me the ball. I ran around the left. The little boys couldn't catch me. The next play, I run around the right. The little boys can't catch me. And the coaches start getting mad on the other team. Watch the girl, because I'm the only girl on both sides. Watch the girl. I'm cracking up laughing. So I never told my mom where I was going. Come home at the end of the season with this little trophy. It's a little football. I still have it. And I came home like, Mom, look what I got. She said, where you get that? I said, I was playing football and we won it. She said, what? She tells that story to this day. It is so great.
So how did you find DCD?
So T found me. I didn't start playing women's flag football till I was 40 years old. I happened to see it on Facebook, and a girl that I ran track against, I was at Southern High School. She's at Valley High School. And so I hit her up. I go, Shauna, what's that? I like football. And she was like, it's flag. And I was like, what? So she gets me, tells me the information. I played for 10 years, flag football. T and them always come to our games trying to promote, and we're like, we're not getting ready again. I'm like, I ain't getting help. She's like, Keena, it's not like that. And I was like, I don't know about
It
that.
is like that.
And so, it is. That's why I was like,
It is like that.
So 2-3 years we haven't had a flag league. I'm gaining weight. I was like, oh my God, I got to do something. I was like, I got to get back in shape. So before I came out, I worked on my own. I was like, I'm only 5'1". I was like at 196 last year. So I worked on it, got myself down to, my goal was 160. Get myself down to like 160. I'm like, okay, I'll go out there because I knew I wasn't going to be able to run at 196. And so I'm like, okay, I'm coming this time, T. And you know Coach Roy.
Yes.
So let's take it back. This is where it started. On Facebook, they were saying something, and I was like, yeah, I should go out for the tackle team too. I was like, and then Coach Roy gets on there and says, you should. I have the highest respect for this man because he coached our flag ladies one year.
Oh, he's the beast in flag.
My God, the beast. And
Yes.
so when he said that, I was like, I'm doing it. Because if he says it, then he sees something in me. He knows I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
I hit T up. T, I'm going to do it this year. Are you serious? Are you going to do it this year, Keith? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do it this year.
Don't be getting T all worked up and then don't be coming.
Huh?
I said, because don't be getting her all worked up and then don't show
I know,
up.
you don't come. So that's how. So T, I finally hit her. I was like, I'm coming. I said, Roy thinks I can do it. I have the utmost respect for him. I want to do it. But I was like, I'm 51. I don't want to play offense. I was like, put me on defense. It's like, you know,
not be hit.
You want to hit, not be hit.
Yeah.
Oh, that is hilarious. That is hilarious.
Well,
I thought you did a great job coming off the edge.
I like that. I like that. So my question is, and your significant other, because you got a ring,
Mhm.
and you have kids.
Yes, four
Okay.
kids.
Okay, so 10 years of flag football, pulling, mom comes home, hubby, and everybody comes home, and then you say, I'm going to change it up on y'all. I'm going to go tackle football. So what was their reaction?
So siblings and my mom were not surprised. You know, they can see me doing it. My husband, babe, you need to sit still.
That's what this was. He said no. What was I, 48, I think? No. I think I was 48.
Well, I was more worried about her getting unsportsmanlike conducts. You know.
Okay. I think he's more of thinking I'm gonna get hurt. And I'm like, hey, I was like, I'll be all right. I'll be all right. I said, here's the thing. I get out there. If my body tells me that I can't do this, I won't do it. I said, but my body tells me I can still do this. I'm doing
It's
it.
a wrap.
And it told me I could do it.
All right. So that was good. So mom already was aboard. She knew if you found it, you would do it.
Yeah.
And the babies already. Now you didn't have one of the babies.
And my brothers and sisters, they all knew too. And my dad. So my dad is my biggest fan. He was my biggest fan doing anything. Whether I was in band, ran track, dad was always there for everything. And when believe it or not, on my flag football games, my daddy came to watch me play. So he wasn't surprised, but he was like, yeah, be careful. He goes, just be careful out there. Because he's a big football fan. He's a Browns fan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my girl Stacy is a Browns fan. I can't wait. I hope Stacy come on later on.
And he's been to the games. You saw a picture.
Oh yeah, I seen him at the games. Yes.
Daddy's 79 years old, coming to watch his daughter play.
Oh, amen. What a blessing! What a blessing.
So, and this is a factual. I am coaching baseball. I walk into the house, and she's watching the game, and she brings your name up, and she said, "Oh my God, and I can't keep up." But so what she's talking about, because she's not going 1, 2, 3, ABC. She's at M back to B to Q. And she was talking about your impact of the game that you had, the fumble, caused the fumble.
Yes, quarterback sack.
And so when you got that, did you just keep playing, or you wanted to go to the sideline and enjoy that moment?
No, I was like, next play, but that was offense. I got offense back up there, so I was like, I had to wait. But I'm sitting over there like, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Love it.
Anytime I make a hit, I am ready to hit again. My adrenaline is through the roof. And T said it. She said, Keena, this was in the very beginning. We were still in the gym. She was like, wait till you get your first hit. I'll never forget when she said that. Wait till you get your first hit. And the first time I hit somebody, we go halftime to the locker room. I'm like, oh my God. Why didn't y'all come get me 10 years ago? Oh my God. I was like, and they was like, Keena. They was like, I was like, oh, y'all don't understand. I was like, I'm ready to hit again. I was like, oh my God, did y'all see it?
Love it.
So you should be able to help us go recruit 10 more of you and 10 more Avas and 10 more. Yeah. I love our whole rookie class. Y'all's rookie class is amazing.
Yeah, I'm like, I've been recruiting. I've been asking people. I done had people like 4 years younger than me. They seeing I'm doing it. I'm like, I feel like I'm a big advocate for recruiting because of my age. It's like he's out there doing it. I'm 30. I should be able to go do it. Yeah, let's go. So I'm trying to bring back some people that couldn't play towards the end. They never made it to play with us. I've been reaching out to them. I got somebody I play flag football with. She's inboxing me if she can fit in her schedule. I'm like, good. I'll send you everything you need to know. Yes. I would like to build our offense, up with some speed, hands, all of that.
You ran back a kick return too, didn't you?
Oh my God. Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that.
Good job, Nicole.
Let me tell you.
Good job, Nicole.
Oh my God. Because, before I got the touchdown, my very first time, so I'm freaking out because y'all talked about not knowing football terminology.
Yes.
I did not know a lot of that. They was like, special teams. What? Okay. So he like, and then, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't taught. I know we didn't have time. Everybody got thrown in it. First game, I'm out there running around. After the game, I go, babe, I'm asking my husband, what did I look like out there when I ran out on special teams? He's like you didn't know where you're supposed to be. I said, I didn't. I didn't. I was so frustrated because I'm the type, if you tell me to do something, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it exactly like you tell me to do it. But I was like, I have no clue. Nobody would tell me. I didn't know what to do. I got so flustered. I was like, oh my God, had me like, so then we go to practice. We get it. We kind of get it right. I kind of get out there and I'm feeling a little okay where I think I know where I'm supposed to be. And lo and behold, now this wasn't the touchdown, but lo and behold, the very first time the ball comes to me on kick return, it like bounced on the ground and came up to me. I'm looking at that ball like, no. I'm like, why me? But all I can hear is Coach yelling if I don't get it and I don't at least, make the possession. So I'm like, Keena, get it. I'm like, I grab it, I tuck it, and I go. I blow through the first girl. The next one's like, wham. I'm like, all I can think of was like, oh my God, my first time getting hit. I get up. I'm like, okay. I'm like, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Now, that's not to say that we don't hit hard. We hit hard, but I think I have a tough body. And it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So fast forward to the kick return with the touchdown. I'm like, we there. It's a no game. It goes up in the air. I'm like, oh, not me again. Plus, Terry, it's raining.
Oh, yes. It was raining.
Yes,
it was raining bad, too.
That ball came, went up in there straight to me. I was like, oh, God. And it's so funny because it's like in slow motion. And in my head, I'm like, oh, my God, I see the ball. I look at my arms and I look at the ball. I'm like, you got to get the ball. And I catch it and I just tuck it and go. And I hit on this side because I hit on the wrong side. But I was like, not moving this ball. It's wet out here.
Yes, absolutely.
I said, if somebody come, I'm just gonna hug it and I'm gonna give it to them. And so
I absolutely love it.
and what I love about my team is soon as Pep looked back at Simon Cat, she was like, Keena, I got you this way. And I just like, and okay. So I ran that way. She told me, and they gave me a couple of blocks and I just took it all home. Oh my God, it was exciting.
It was exciting because I was in the booth when that happened. I was like, I was hyped. Let's go. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I love when the rookies just get it, when it just starts to just click.
Yeah.
That's what we was telling Ava, that right now the field looks so huge, but next season when you guys get on the field and some of the terminology starts making sense and you start watching more games and really learning the game. And I think it's too bad that you played 10 years of flag football and there's no football terminology.
I know. Because all they had me, now I did a little offense, but mostly it was like I ran routes. They usually used me to run, you know what I'm saying? Run somebody, take the defense with me so the play could lay it out. Because I knew my routes really well. So it was like if they told me to run a route, I was running at full speed and I was where I was supposed to be. And so I made an open. I always made an open for the play to happen. And so, and then when I was on offense, I was rush. So I basically just rushed, containing, getting but I was getting in flags. I was diving 40. I didn't care. I was diving. And so I would run and dive and yank that flag. Oh my God. It was like that was a adrenaline rush for me on flag. So
when I finally was able to come to a practice and I saw you coming off the edge, I was really impressed with your speed and your wanting to get to the quarterback. I thought that was very impressive.
Yeah, I think, and also the flag football has helped you to come off the edge because the defense that I've always ran is we call it storm, and I blitz my safeties, corners. Everybody, we're blitzing. We're not going to sit back and let you pick us apart or whatever. We're going to blitz. But then those guys that comes off the edge or the ladies that come off the edge have to get there. Because if they don't, because that erupts the whole offense.
Yeah. And it usually on flag, I was either, if I didn't get the flag, I shook the quarterback to where she couldn't get
and people don't realize that's a big deal.
It
because if a quarterback gets to do this, then they're picking you apart. But if they're running, even if the receiver is open, you can't. It's hard to throw it when you're running, protecting yourself. So I saw that, and that was very impressive, and I loved it. I loved it. So are you going to redo your contract and go a little bit of offense next year?
That's what I was thinking. You're playing both sides of the ball next year, right? You're playing both sides of the ball next year, right? You're going back to wide receiver and.
Yeah, I have been waiting for that. I'm waiting on. It's not my choice, but I'm like, I can so see coach or somebody asking that to do that. I'm like, oh, come on, y'all.
Well, you can put it in your contract that you only going to play 15 plays on offense.
Yeah.
Put it something in it about how many plays. And the reason why I said that because you spoke very highly of being a receiver and being that decoy. So that means you were the lady. That means, everybody knew it and they watched film. So that's a compliment to you because as a defensive guy, if you're the person, I'm going to double team you. And now it opens up other people. So that's a very good team concept that you have in your mind.
People don't know that I got hands. They don't know that about me, but
okay. Well, it sounds like you and Ava and Nicole all need to be out on the field in the next couple of months or find an indoor facility or some over at Aspirations and get them reps in so that she and talk about what she and I talked about last time of just having that connection, that telepathy with your wide receivers. And once she learns your speed and y'all are kind of have that eye coordination where, okay, she's scrambling and now it's the scramble drill. but she knows exactly, or you know exactly where to go in order to help her out. So those are the things that I can't wait to see you guys do. Mr. Brown said, what's your exercise rate? He said you seem to be in football shape.
So what do you do to stay in football shape when you ain't doing football?
Oh gosh. I don't really think I do a lot. That's the crazy thing. Sometimes, I will do a little something. But I mean, I definitely am going to
the question.
I really have, and it's funny because I did read where once you hit over 50, we don't have to be in the gym for no hour, to stay in shape or do whatever. Like I can do a 30-minute workout and be fine.
Yes.
And so I think it's basically just, I got a garden. So it's like yard work. It's like, doing stuff around the house. And like 2 or 3 times I might, I got a Peloton bike. I really don't do weights. Now, since the season started, I started doing stuff because I was like, I'm tired and I got to get in shape and I got to get stronger. So I had been doing a little bit, but to be honest, not what I should be doing.
No, but you said it best. Muscle memory is amazing.
Yeah.
Because the muscle already knows you've done it. And then all you got to do is reactivate those muscles after a certain age, and people don't realize that.
Yeah, and it was practice Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So like really those 3 days a week was my, and I'm telling you, I'm out there running hard, sweating. So like those are my workouts.
I love it. I love it. So okay, so you had those 2 plays. Was there any other moment that was just an aha moment for you, like that made you totally just fall in love with tackle football?
Oh, well, the hit, when I got my first hit, that's what made me fall in love with it. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I could hit all day long. If I could get a great tackle every play, I'm good. But I love our team.
Yes.
I just sometimes I feel like the team mom or the big sister, and like taking care of everybody. So I'm in a position that, if somebody needs a ride, somebody I need help somebody pay their fees, or, so I did a lot of that this year. I'm the rookie, but like I came in like I already been here.
Okay.
For years. So, and that's my personality, like taking care of people. And so like, I love the bonding. I love the growth. I like to watch others. I like being an inspiration to others. So
you were.
I just like for people to say, look, if she can do it, I can do it. The first to say, yes, honey, you can.
Well, you every week you need to be posting that sack and because who was it Boone that did the recovered? Was it Boone that recovered it?
Yeah, when I hit her, the ball went and it went like right to Boom, and she just grabbed it and went down. I didn't even know it was a forced fumble. Like I
had no idea what you was doing. All you was doing was tackling.
I just knew I was going. I went around that corner to go hit, and that was my job.
Well, now that you've got a taste of that, that's what we need you to do. We need you going after everybody's quarterback, right? Yeah. And so and what you'll do too is you'll be able to help Ava, right? Because Ava, she's going to need help with seeing the pressure and getting used to being able to maneuver out of the pressure and stuff like that. So you being at practice is definitely going to be a very big help with the quarterback and with the growth of the team next year. So I appreciate you.
Now, I got a question.
I appreciate
you. In practice, you can't hit the quarterback.
But right? You can't hit Ava in practice, right?
I go in.
You can't hit her.
Stop. Yeah, I'm not hitting her. I'm not hitting
you can't hit her. Matter of fact, she just said it. Hit me, Keena. She said, no, we can't have you getting hurt in practice, Ava.
Hey, it reminded me, we had a young man that moved in when I was coaching high school at Bryant Station and was a defense coordinator. And I sent him off the edge, and it was so funny. He just ran through the starting quarterback, and the head coach looked at me and said, "Coach Bryan, if that happens again, we're firing you." So don't hit the quarterback. Don't hit the quarterback.
Right.
Oh my goodness, that is so funny.
Terry, you
That
remember
is,
that practice at North Harding? You was there, wasn't you? When they kept
yes,
using for DN to get back
yes,
there.
yes.
And Q hollered, why does Keena keep getting back here? I
And you
was
kept
like,
getting back there. And I was like, why isn't she in this position all the time?
everybody said that the only reason he won't put me on DN is because of my size. He said he doesn't want me going up against the big girls. But T told him she said, but they can't catch Keena. She'll be around them before they can.
Right, exactly. They can because that's how his defense
my
is.
defense is if you're a lineman, if you're a D lineman, you can't play on my defense unless it's 4th and 1. I use 7 DBs and linebackers that can move because I'm going to blitz. I'm going to put pressure on you because I'm not going to let you dictate your offense to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and what teams have done, they've changed their offense, which helps us. They'll go foot to foot. Then I can go power. Then I can go with stronger people up front.
Mm-hmm.
But that tackle can't get you because you're gonna come off that edge,
you're coming off the edge too fast.
and they can't block you. And
Right.
I believe in that. I mean, my guys that plays my edge, they are the quickest. And we do punt and find out who can get in the back quicker. Those are the good people that come off my edge.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're trying to block a punt because I want them to come off the edge like right now. And then now you got to get a running back to pick them up. So that takes them out of their offense.
Right.
That tackle is standing there looking stupid. And so I don't know. Coming off that edge makes a big difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm so excited. I gave all the rookies, a football one-on-one book so that you can learn the game and learn the terminology. I mean, we got a great coach. I absolutely love the foundation that DCD has with the rebuilding this year. Every year I always say we have a championship team. The talent is there. I think with the new quarterback and her being young and helps out a whole lot.
Yeah.
But we need about 10 more of her and I think we'll be it'll be amazing. I that's like I told Ava, I think next year when the field is smaller, the rookies will because you guys got to see what Brooks after Brooks' first year. Y'all think Brooke is a beast? Brooks' first year, and then when she came back that second year, oh my God, you're talking about a brick house. Yes, and even now, look how good she is. This is still only her 4th season, so to me, she's still a rookie, but she's still learning the game. But she's come so far. So not just this year. Wait until Ava is about 4 years, 5 years in. She'll be one of the top quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah, definitely.
She'll be one of the top quarterbacks in the league.
Based on what I saw in the defensive mind, it's not going to take that long.
It's not going to take that long. No.
I don't think so either because she's hungry for it. And
yes.
Ava's the type that goes and researches and will probably look at YouTube videos of quarterbacks and she'll do all her background work. And so, I mean, she went out and she got the voice. I was like, oh my gosh, she sounds like a quarterback.
Well, it was fun watching DCD this season. I love being in the booth because I can see everything. I see everything from like when we're watching film, and so I'm on the radio and I'm just telling, hey, I see this, I see this, I see this, and so it was just so fun watching you rookies learn the game and to develop from the first game to the last game that I watched. It was just amazing. Again, just watching that last play and you coming off the edge like that, it was good. It was good stuff. It was good stuff. Oh, B Fears is on. She said that's my GM.
She's fine. I'm her godmom.
Oh, really?
Me and her mom met in
that is crazy.
In middle school. Me and her mom. Yeah, and so that's my god baby.
It's a small world, isn't that crazy?
Play football together, so crazy.
And how in the heck did she not recruit you 10 years ago?
Because I didn't want to play.
You didn't want to play.
They couldn't talk me into it.
And so now you have a different perspective. So now we got to figure out what that language looks like as far as recruiting, because I think that that's the fear of most women. You know, who wants to get hit? You know, I even said it. I'm 55. Anybody trying to get? I'm not trying to get hit at 55.
Exactly.
Right? You know, so we definitely got to figure out how to psychologically change that dynamic so that we can go ahead and get and I'm not saying they got to be our age. I'm just saying the young ones like Ava.
Just saying that if we can take it, then y'all, especially in 20s and 30s, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got this.
Here said you potty train her. Lord have mercy.
I did. Because she tried to beat me to it. I tell everybody that. I said, I potty train her. She said, Jim, you always tell everybody that. I said, because literally I did. I stayed with her and her mama. And while her mom went to work, I babysit her and she came home. I was like, I said, she did it. She's potty trained. Like, that's not even a joke. We like,
I know.
That's crazy.
Crazy. That is so crazy. Oh my goodness. Hey, Stacy. Stacy, come on. We're getting ready to switch this out. If you're on, go ahead and log on. So listen, anything you want to say before we let you go? First of all, I appreciate you coming on. I know it was last minute. Oh, yeah. Here's a question from Mr. Brown. He said, do you encourage youth for females to play football or to run track?
Both.
Because
they come hand in hand. Like I said, I was only a track run. Like I ran track all through high school. I'm actually in the Courier Journal back in '92 when the Louisville Corp, everybody used to get the paper. I still have the clipping where I jumped. My long jump was 16.9. I made it to state. 16 feet 9 inches. I'm only 5 foot.
And the thing about that they come different time, track and football.
Yeah. Track, because you definitely need that speed when you get here, depending on position you playing. So I think that helped me out a lot. But I will say, I'm just ready for it to click, like you said. Especially, you said I've been doing great. I think the last thing to work on is getting the coverage. Like I struggle with that.
Learning the coverages.
Learning the coverage is reading it and then getting, getting to the flats and so.
Yeah. But we call it reading your keys.
Yeah, and all it is learning to read your keys.
Yeah.
And when you watch good defense, they're not just going. There's a certain thing that makes them go left, right, front, and back. And people, and I'm not having a moment, and she knows it's a fact. Our little middle school kids, they are well prepared for high school. Okay. They read their keys. And that's what you'll learn to read. You'll read that key, and that key will tell you if you need to go outside or inside.
Gotcha.
So, and that's football.
Okay. I'll say if there's any coaches on here that are wanting to coach women in the future, like you was talking about learning the basics. And I love that book, by the way. I have started reading it. You definitely have to coach us like you're coaching 8-year-olds. Because literally when they threw me on special teams, I come home and I go, and I watch football. I love football. Like Ray Lewis is my idol. I love him. And so I come home and I go, babe, what is punt different from punt return? He goes, yes. I said, is kick different from kick return? He goes, yes, babe. I was like, oh my God.
but that's a great thing.
But that is good. You ask questions.
But I said to my wife all the time, I said, not knowing ain't the problem. It's acting like you know and don't know. That's the problem.
Yeah.
If you don't know something, you ask the question, because like if I put out a broad question to any team I'm coaching and nobody responds back to me, I think you know it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I do. I have to assume, and we know what that does.
Yeah.
But I have to assume that you do know it. But you asking questions, going on, and the first thing you did is you went to your husband and asked him a question. Mm-hmm. He answered the question. Then he probably gave you the definition on both sides of the ball.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. Then I told my coach, I was like, okay, y'all got to get me together because I didn't know.
Well, what I like about Coach Q is that he's so patient, right? Mm-hmm. And so for y'all rookies, don't be afraid if he says, this is what I need you to do, and you don't have no clue about, say, Coach, can you just break it down
Mhm.
just a little bit more so that I can understand. You
Right.
know, okay, so what happens when somebody crosses my face again? Like, because I remember him saying that. He's like, okay, they crossed your face. What happens when they cross the face, babe?
You was in a headache.
They cross your face, that's you gotta take them.
I
You
do.
gotta take them. You know, you gotta take them. No matter what the scheme is you're doing, if you know there's certain rules, like okay, if they cross your face, you gotta take them. You know, and so you know, just little stuff like that. That once you learn, and that's reading your keys when you'll do that. That you know, you'll get that. But don't be afraid, because I love that he's so patient that he doesn't have a problem with taking the time to break it down.
Right.
And
one thing
know,
I do is I ask questions. I'll never assume, and I probably got the dumbest look on my face when he's like, "Do you understand?" And I go, "No, I don't." And he goes, "Okay, okay. Well,
okay.
Let's going back on him real quick, and we'll get you off here. Is going back to him. He follows up like most good coaches do with a question at the end. A lot of ego coaches will make a statement and walk away.
Mm-hmm.
When you add another question, that's giving the person an opportunity. And like Denzel Washington said in the movie Philadelphia way back in the day, talk to me like I'm a 3-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and people, and if you really want to learn, you don't take that as an insult.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, I've been coaching forever, and my wife would tell you, what do? I'll steal something from somebody in a minute and tell them where I got it from.
Mm-hmm.
I go to clinics. I still do every little thing like I just am learning the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you stop learning, then you stop getting better as a coach or a player.
Mm-hmm. Or when you think you know it all, then there's a problem. Yeah,
that's a major problem. So.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you coming on. I'm so proud of the team. I know, I hope everybody just stays encouraged. I know the record wasn't what we thought it wanted to be. I know we wanted to go farther than what we wanted to go, but it's right there. Like it's just, I promise you, it's right there. All we need is everybody to still, to keep this group that we have together, and then add 3 or 4 more new rookies like you and Ava.
Yeah,
and it's a wrap.
More time together, more
time together. Yeah,
practicing together, like making every practice count is what's gonna gel it together. Yep,
absolutely. And then I think I think we'll be able to see, we'll get to that pro level.
Yep,
we'll get to the pro level.
I'll see. But
we will. Well, thank you for coming on. I appreciate you so much.
They might get to 55, Terry.
What do you say?
They might get to 55.
They might get to 55. Yeah, because I can't. Yeah, they took the. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. If I would have had some hardware in my left knee, I probably would have.
Yeah.
I probably would have played, but I don't have. They took the hardware out of my knee, so I don't have an ACL. So there ain't no way I'm getting ready to be trying to do anything. Yeah.
If my body let me, I will. As soon as it tells me I can't, I can't. So all right.
I hope we make it to 50. You make it to 55.
Yeah.
At least. Well, thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate you coming on.
All right, thank you.
Absolutely. Oh my God, that was so fun, both of them. I'm so excited about the team for next year.
Well, I mean, you've
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And I think T and Nicole and the vets are too, because this rookie class that we got, especially with Ava at quarterback, and the level of potential that she has is fun. So for those of y'all that don't know nothing about women's tackle football, it is amazing. The 26th of July on ESPN, I don't know what time it is. I think maybe about 5 or 4, maybe even 2 is the game. And I have no idea. I'll try to have that for y'all before maybe next weekend. It's between 2 and 5, something like that, or whatever. But look up ESPN Women's Tackle Football WFA Championship on the 26th It is the 26th of July.
I ain't
July,
saying a
right?
word. I'm still caught on your 5 to 2, 2 to 5, 9 p.m., 8 p.m. Hey, you know what that reminds me of? Okay, it's like, okay, stay at home. Your cable man's coming.
Between 12 and 4.
Between 9 and 4.
But I know. Hey, Sharon. What's up? So Sharon is my girl. Y'all know Sharon is the biggest Kansas City Chiefs fan ever.
We don't want to hear that.
Yeah, big Kansas City Chiefs fan. And he plays defense like Ray Lewis and US speed like Lamar Jackson. I know that was right, Mr. Brown.
What's that?
Said plays defense like Ray Lewis and you have speed like Lamar Jackson.
That makes you big time.
Yeah.
How you doing, Mr. Bryan?
Yeah. I'm gonna look it up. I'll be watching. Hey, Devontae, thank you. Devontae lives in Detroit. Came to my game, both of my games when we played at Detroit. And him and his mama. I appreciate you. Appreciate the support. And
so what is the Detroit Lions gonna do this year, man?
Devontae, what is the Detroit Lions gonna do this year?
They're gonna fall left or right because I got my boy. He's from Detroit. He oh my God, he went in hiding for 5 days. So they're loaded again this year, if I'm correct.
Thank you, B Fears. Appreciate you. What it still don't say what time the game is. It's broadcast live WFA on ESPN Saturday, July 26th at what time? From the website, didn't see a time yet. I think
it's between 9 and
it's between 2 and 5. It's between 2 and 5.
2 and 5.
Oh, B Fears says Hutch is back, and she says they're gonna do a lot. Go Lions.
Go Lions. Detroit.
And Devontae said they're gonna take the North. The league. Okay. I don't know what that means.
I mean the conference, right?
Oh, the conference. Oh. I'm like, okay, I don't know what that means.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I think we're done. I thought Stacy, I thought she was gonna come on here. I asked Nicole to come on. She ain't come, and I thought Stacy would come. So Stacy, next weekend I go to Cleveland. So next Sunday I am hosting my very first women's football clinic in Cleveland, Ohio. And one of my girls, Natola Hawthorne, is going to be accompanying me. She's was the first Black female official for baseball, and did I say that right? No, umpire for baseball.
Oh,
and
you said official.
Yeah, I said official. I'm sorry, umpire for baseball, and she also is an official for football, and so we're going to be teaching. Referee. There she is. Stacy. Football, and so we're going to be teaching. Mute me, girl.
I had you on my iPad. I'm sorry. Hey, Coach Bryan, how are you?
I'm good.
I'm gonna take good care of your wife next weekend.
All righty.
I promise. I promise.
Here's the thing: we're always good. Is just as I say this, and I'm not gonna have a Hallmark card moment. So it's my girl, and I let her do her thing. She's blossoming. She's doing her thing, but I get worried now because I love her infinity.
I know. I just told the ladies that. I asked where you was. I said, where is Coach Bryan so he can see who's gonna be responsible for his wife next weekend? I asked where you was.
Just tell her, do me a favor. I tell her all the time, when she's out, keep her head on a swivel. She gets this tunnel vision.
I play in the suburbs. She don't have nothing to worry about. I ain't that girl. I ain't a real CLE girl. I'm a suburban girl. I was raised in the suburbs. I just rep the brown and orange heart. But yeah, we super excited to have her. And I'm super excited. So we're going to take good care of her.
So she was actually speaking on that. So on it.
Tell us what you got me going. What you got me into next weekend.
So she is going to be hosting a football clinic with Natola Hawthorne on Sunday. Is our closeout day. So before they go to pool party and all of that, they spend the morning And I hear that they're gonna actually run a flag football game.
Oh,
So she gonna
yeah.
teach them some things, and they're gonna be working, and I'm gonna be on the sideline taking pictures.
All right.
I'm the photographer for that day.
That's all right. But you do enough. You do enough. It's
Yeah,
good. I can actually enjoy, what you've been doing. So
right.
I'm proud of you.
I really
Proud of my
wanted to
wife.
get into action. I recently had shoulder surgery in February, so I ain't medically cleared to be playing for play yet. You know.
Okay.
But other than that, yeah, I'm super excited. We glad that she is coming and she agreed to do it with us. So yeah, I'm glad she coming. But I said I gotta
Thank
see
you.
Coach Bryan because he need to see who gonna be
Well,
responsible for his wife.
I appreciate that because there's been a lot of events, a lot that
You're like,
you're
you
not
ain't
going.
going.
I
Nah,
get it.
I mean, and I tell her all the time, because she's out there and she's eager a lot of times, and I'm like, well, we got to make sure this is on the up and up. But I
Right.
knew who you were, and then the combination of elevating her skills, and I'm looking forward to it because she is coming back this coming year. Will probably be my offensive coordinator.
Yes, get it, Coach Terry.
I've been preparing for it.
Get it,
I
Coach
hope I
Terry.
hope I don't have to Nick Saban her.
He's had to do that before. He's had to remind me, I'm the head coach. Go sit down.
Well, I tell you the funny story on that is we were disagreeing about something, and usually in our 6 years we don't disagree. She usually goes whatever because I'm usually chilled about stuff, and I was saying no, we're not going to do that, and she was going blah 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 blah, and the other assistant coach went blah 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 blah, and I said no, we're not going to do that. Then the other coach looked at him, looked at her, and then she responded again, and I said, "Whoa, I'm the head coach." And the other assistant coaches all went, "You in trouble?"
You got publicly checked, Coach Terry, getting outside. He
He
was
hasn't had to do that
outside
very
getting
often
checked.
because I'm
No.
actually people because I do have a strong personality. People are surprised that I don't disrespect him more than what I do because they think that my mouth is slick. That's why when he said earlier
That's
he didn't
that
want me playing
Gemini.
football because he thought I would get um penalties all the time
Hmm.
because of my mouth. Because I don't you're not getting ready to punk me for one thing or
Right.
whatever you say.
You know, I know.
Because
I'm that girl. I
I'm
know.
not getting ready to get punked. That's what's not getting ready to happen.
Hey,
You
all I
know.
know is we got unsportsmanlike conduct on number 32. That's our second. but
Yes.
no, but
But
real talk.
publicly, when he's the head coach,
No, we don't have those moments.
like I'm one of them. I'm a very submissive wife when it comes to us
Yeah.
being in public or whatever. Now behind closed doors, my mouth still gets a little bit
See, that
slick.
be me. I'm real live at home, but in public, we stand side by side. We
Ooh.
get along. I ride with you all while you wrong, but when we at home, yeah, you can forget about it. You can forget about
Hey,
it.
tell your husband we live in the same house.
Yeah,
It's over with.
that's how we are. I'm like, I ain't got nothing to say to you.
Right.
But it's gonna be pretty good. So, how many participation players are you looking to have?
So we have a total of 123 registered ladies, 125 registered ladies,
Right.
and additional help. So I round this number out to be about 140 that'll be around through the whole weekend. So we'll do a meet and greet on Friday night. And I'm gonna give them a tailgate that takes the Cleveland tailgate. Cause don't nobody tailgate like Cleveland. I know you rep that Niner gang, bang bang. I done been to this stadium. I travel. It ain't nothing like a CLE tailgate. So I am gonna give them a tailgate. I got my CLE people coming through, and we have the whole parking lot, and we set up Friday night for that. Saturday morning, after they done partied all night, they have to get up early, and we go to the Hall of Fame.
Well, we've been to Cleveland Stadium. Our son played in when he was playing football. We played a team up in Cleveland and beat them. And went to the stadium. He took a picture catching a pass on the field, and
He
great
he said he was going to play there one day.
And the true statement is, I've got a lot of friends of my age that's Cleveland fans that loves them. There's no doubt. One of my good friends, he's from that area up that way as well. So it's an exciting event. I'm looking forward to hear the stories. I'm looking forward to it. I mean that.
Yeah, and we got some surprises for Coach Terri at the Hall of Fame as well. So she gonna get some stuff. She'll call you probably snotty nose crying after we leave the Hall of Fame, so you can laugh at her about that. So yeah, and we got Coach Ted Ginn Sr. is gonna be
Yes.
our keynote. And then we have another lady who is real powerful out of Philadelphia that is gonna speak prior to him. And then we let it all out. They gonna dress. She gonna put on them star cowboys, cowgirls, whoever they is today, and rep that Saturday night.
Oh, say that again. Put on that what?
That them cowboys, cowgirls. I don't know who they.
No. That's the back one.
The cowgirls. You know, they be talking all that. I don't know, but they gotta rep their team Saturday night. However they wanna rep their team. Now, how they gonna rep them people out there with that stuff? I don't know. So that's Saturday night, and then we turn it over to her Sunday morning. So I'm excited. I can't wait. It's been a long 10 months planning and getting everything in order. So we wrapping up. We 8 days and counting.
All righty.
Yep.
Coach Constable, you're supposed to be on my side. So Jennifer Constable is the head, the first. She was on my podcast. She's the first D1 girls flag football coach
Okay.
at Alabama State. Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to her.
Yeah.
Shout out to her.
How you doing, Coach?
Of course, she dogging me cowboys, cowgirls too. I ain't coach.
Yeah, you know. But let me say this: I am hopeful for y'all because if that dancing deck get hurt.
Time out.
Listen, Coach Bryan, just listen to me real quick.
I'm hopeful, and then come back with something.
Listen, they might get it. They might have a chance this year because if that dancing deck go out, they backup is pretty good. Dak gonna lose his job.
He can't lose his job. He makes too much money.
Hey, listen, if I made all that money, I wouldn't care about playing. I would
Me
hold
either.
that.
I would not care about playing if I made all
That's
that
my
money.
problem with Russell Wilson. I can't understand you. The Pittsburgh was only paying you $1. You was getting all that money still from the Broncos at your age. Be a mentor to these young guys.
Yeah.
Show them what they're doing wrong and collect your money from the rest of forever.
Okay, now that sounded very good. That's a very good homework.
That's the mindset I have.
Hold up, sweetheart. That sounded good. That's some ESPN stuff right there. No. Okay, both of y'all are strong, and both of y'all are winners. There is no way that y'all would not want to be there because your mindset. The money is
just
great.
Want to play.
You want to play because there's only a small window of the time you actually can play. Then when that's over.
Let me say this, Coach Bryant. I watch you regularly. I quote you often. And Coach Terri will tell you this. I quote you often. At some point, you have to know when it's over. And being a good player is being coachable. Correct?
Correct.
All right. And knowing when it is time to sit down. You have learned in that. I learned that from watching this show, right? This is your words. I'm running right back with the play that you put out. I'm running it back.
That's her.
I'm running it back.
That's her. Because I go, why are you using my words?
I'm just running it back.
His words work.
Listen, do he not say, I tell him.
He had like the best
Bryan said you got to be coachable. You got to be willing to learn. So being coachable means sit down, be a mentor now, and teach them what it means, right?
Well, I'm gonna tell you
That
what I
dancing
said.
deck, if he go out, it's over for him
That's
because that
cute,
backup
Jason.
for
Yes,
him.
But I'm gonna tell you what I do when when I don't say I'm wrong, but I say I got nothing for that. I got nothing. That's a polite way of saying I'm wrong. You're right.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I'm just saying, that's just my take on it.
Right.
It might not, it don't mean nothing. It's just my opinion on it.
Well, no,
Now, as
and that
long
makes
as he
sense.
be out there trying to do what he gonna do, they gonna be just still running around there with that one star, talking about they them boys and they not. That's it.
Oh my God.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm not gonna be fooling with you today, Stacey,
I'm just saying, I wear brown and
about
orange.
them
I
boys.
get it better than anybody, but they really in their mind think like
Think.
there's no other team that you should like but the Cowboys. Like, I
Like,
don't
why
get
else would you like any like what was the gentleman that y'all had on last week's
that.
wine?
Yeah, like I
And he
was
was like,
confused by
there
him, but
was he was
he
named
was
like
the fan of the year
the
for the
fan of the year
Cowboys.
for the
He
Cowboys.
the one that dressed up in the suit. They made a
Yeah.
statue of him. He had a statue outside of the
Oh,
stadium.
the black gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, back in the day with yeah, right.
Yeah,
No,
he
this
was
was
what
like
I think he was 2021 or 2022 fan of the year.
Okay. Well, it used to be a fan back in the day. There was a huge Cowboy fan, and he used to come on all the time. And I don't know if that's the same gentleman or not.
He wears a suit. He got a bunch of suits. They say Cowboys. He got a light up bow tie, and they made a statue out of him and had it the whole year outside of the stadium. So now he has it at his house.
Let me get this straight.
I don't have no
So,
Don't get
understanding,
him
Coach
so,
started,
Bryan.
so,
Stacey.
so hold on. Here's what I'm getting
I
at.
don't
Is.
have no
Do not
understanding.
get this man started.
49ers are putting a statue outside of Jerry Rice. The Cowboys are putting a statue out.
Are they fan of the year? I don't get it. But Massa is their owner, so anything goes with them. We do know that, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Listen,
I don't get it.
we got Jim Brown outside our stadium. You know.
Yes. Yeah. Is he the only statue outside the stadium? Now, ain't the owner Brown outside the stadium as well?
Just Jim Brown. When you come in, is there? It's the fireman, Jim Brown. You know what? I only go in one entrance, so I don't know what's on the other side.
Okay, that makes
So
sense.
I very rarely have been on that side, and I ain't paid it no attention because I move fast when I go on the other side.
Oh, Gary's on that. Okay.
Mhm.
No.
So Mr. Brown said, will Shadur Sanders be your choice to start for the Browns this year?
So Shador was never my pick to come to Cleveland.
Ooh, why?
He
Who was the pick?
So when they was my top pick, I really wanted Abdul Carter.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's who I wanted. And I say it over and over. I'm gonna support my team, and anybody that looks like me is always gonna get my support. He's not my choice for a starter because I just feel like he still has a lot to learn. He looks good though. The media hypes this whole quarterback controversy up that is really non-existent and saying how incomplete he is. He looks very good. He's there early, he's there late. He has discipline. But I don't want to see him start, especially not our first two games because they division games. So we play Cincinnati first at home, and then we go to Baltimore. So no, I don't want to see him start.
So
I
you
would like
think
to
it'd be
see,
Flacco?
huh? Flacco, definitely. I think we need an experienced quarterback. I'm not a Kenny Pickett fan. I hope he's one that's released. I think him and that Dylan Gabriel. Plus,
Okay.
Cleveland, we play on the lake and it's windy.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all been there, so I just don't believe that like Dylan Gabriel or it will fit our system here. I think he might be better like somewhere else, but not taking away from anything from him. I just don't think he's good for Cleveland.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Great.
just
Fair
my
enough.
opinion.
No, that's a fair enough question.
Okay.
You know
That's
what
very
I'm saying?
yeah.
And I
Right.
think he's too short, you know?
Mm.
That's just my opinion. So I would like to see Flacco start off because I think we need an experienced quarterback for our division. And then I would like to see Shador like maybe later on down in the season
Yeah,
a
that's what
little
Fizz
bit.
said. I think he'll be a starter by the end of the year, especially if the
Yeah,
Browns.
I do. I think he looks, to be honest, he looks really, really well. I
Oh,
do.
okay.
I do.
Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Oh, are you
Mhm.
familiar with Frank Minifield?
I am.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
my
he's from
dog.
here.
That's my boy.
Yep, I
Yeah.
am.
Yeah.
Yep.
He lives here.
He just took a picture with Ty.
Mighty Mike.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yep,
I just
I'm,
want
I
to see
am.
you.
I'm gonna tell you the best, real quick of Frank Minifield, since you do know who he is.
Hmm.
Here in Lexington, way back in the day, this area was called Tate Creek area. It was no houses. Now it's all houses, and it was a hill. And so I'm getting ready to go to that next level. He's already at the next level. It's one of my good friends,
Hmm.
and I'm running up this hill, and he goes, "Are you good?" So I'm running up. I'm about to throw up when we got finished. It was a fence. And the fence was so high.
Hmm.
And all of a sudden we're walking down. I can barely walk, go to my car. My legs are shaking. I did his workout. And he goes up to the fence after that workout and jumps over the fence. And I
What?
walk up to the fence and push it like it went down. Did the fence go down? That's how amazing athlete he was. And
Yeah,
he
he
was one of
really
the
was.
people that was as short he was, could dunk a basketball right underneath, just go straight up. He was
Wow.
amazing. He because I was with him when he did a lot of his workouts, uh, all season, and he's an amazing person, done well. Him and his wife is an attorney, and amazing. His son as well here in Lexington.
Okay. I did not know he was from there. Fun fact
Yeah.
about me is even though I grew up, I live here kind of. I grew up in Pittsburgh. I know
Okay.
Pittsburgh like the back of my hand. So I live every other weekend I was in Pittsburgh. My whole family is there. That's where my dad was from. So I grew up in a divided house. My father was a Steelers fan and it was me. So I got kicked out of the house on Sundays after church a many a days. The thing is, now I have this son that is a Steelers fan. I'm like, how that happened? Where
Hey,
did I go wrong in my
no,
parenting?
you
Like you
didn't.
could have been anything in life
But that one.
Yeah.
but a Steelers fan.
But we have a Spiller, Damani Dawson. He's from Lexington.
Okay.
Played with me at UK. Damani, great guy, lives in San Diego now, California, and
Okay.
yeah, he's Lexingtonian as well.
Yeah, and we not like them Steelers in the CLE. We don't like them. So the Steelers and the Cleveland rivals back in the day used to be horrific. Like they used to hate to drive here, and we would hate to drive our cars there because you didn't know if your windows was gonna get brushed, if they was egged. It was a real bad rivalry. Like now it's a rivalry, but it's a fun rivalry. Then
Right.
it wasn't fun at all.
Wow.
That is
I
funny.
remember
So
like my family stories like we got to come to your house and then leave our cars and we'll all go and my father would be like you don't want to ride with them in them brown and orange, we all ain't gonna be able to get in the same car. Like it would be hilarious. Yeah.
that is
All right.
funny.
Well, read
So
that
is
back.
the Deshaun Watson run with Cleveland over with? Is he done?
No, this is his last year.
But he's still hurt, so he's got to stay on the contract.
Yeah, but he is working out.
Oh,
He
is he?
looks good. I wasn't a fan, so I supported Deshaun. But the thing with Deshaun is it's a system thing too. He as a Sunshine State boy, you know what I'm saying, playing in warmer climates, playing inside in Houston. When he came to Cleveland, this was not the weather for him. So when we went to Jacksonville, he played good. But
Mm.
being in this system was not a match for him. But yeah, I think he might try to come back maybe around week 7 or 8, they saying.
Wow.
So that's gonna be
So
interesting.
he's way in front of schedule because
Because I thought he
Initially, they
re-injured
said
it.
he wasn't gonna play this
yeah,
season.
yeah,
Right.
that's the last thing I heard on him. You
Yeah,
know,
no, they
he wasn't
saying
gonna play this.
they looking to be seven
Okay,
or eight, possibly 7 or 8 week. We'll see. I think what it is for him is the noise, and finally the noise has got to him, and he feels like he has something to prove. He'll never prove it here in Cleveland. I don't know if he'll prove it anywhere. I think he'll end up coaching somewhere. I don't think he'll be playing anywhere unless he'll back up somewhere. Cause
right.
who
And
gonna
you,
give him that kind of money again?
the thing is about the money, and I've always said, if you already got the boat, and you already got the jet, and you already got everything, now you're just adding money to it. My question on the floor would be, will they plan because of the money? Will they put him in because they're paying him that much money? I mean,
Just feel like if they got to get their money's worth.
I mean, they paid him a lot.
Because at the end of the night, they will, because he's still QB1 technically.
Yeah,
They brought
Mm.
Flacco in because he ended up being out and got hurt. So that's how Flacco came in. Flacco came in that year and took us to the playoffs. So then they let Flacco go. Now we need him again. They brought him back for a year. So now we got a full house in the QB room. Like, we can't walk and chew bubble gum. We can't focus on two things at once.
Yeah,
You
y'all got a
either
lot
gonna
of
focus
quarterbacks.
on offense or you gonna focus on defense. We don't do two things well at a time.
Right. Well, I love even Mr. Brown said that Miles Garrett is the alpha dog leader. I was shocked that they gave Miles his money to keep him.
So let me tell you what my issue is with that. I don't do he out of that LeBron camp, right? So when and they all got the same agents. When LeBron left Cleveland, he had to do a TV show and take up a whole 30 minutes to say, I'm taking my talents to
To,
Miami, which I ain't appreciate or like, because this is what made you, raised you, and took care of your mama when she was okay. So for you to go on everybody's show to say you ain't trying to go to the Hall of Fame, you trying to do ABC, and I didn't talk to that. I thought it was very disrespectful, because when you were here, going upside heads with helmets, and they wanted to get you out, the city stood behind you. When you was racing cars, flipping cars, doing the same thing that they making a big deal out of Shador, except you had way more tickets than Shador did, and you flipped a car and broke your wrist and couldn't play. Nobody is bringing that up. We talk about that. You were that same kid that the city rallied behind. When the league wanted to put you out, it was the city that made the noise for them not to. So for you to turn your back and make all this public, I get it. Go where your money is, but you still had a year left on your contract.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So to me, for that, I look at you a little weird, because it ain't what you do, it's how you do it. You can
yeah.
want to leave. We all want to advance somewhere, but who
Yeah.
don't want to go to the Hall of Fame?
Isn't that the end goal?
That's the end goal. For you to say that ain't what you want, come on now.
Come
And
on.
then now you want decision. So you done turned into LeBron,
Mm.
which is why the city hates him. Like, I want in on who we bring to the team. You got to be kidding me.
Who's this? What's this?
Miles Garrett.
Miles Garrett.
What?
Yes, that's part of
You ain't
his
that guy?
contract.
You ain't that guy?
That's what
That's what she's
You
saying.
ain't that
that
guy?
is what I'm saying.
That's what she's saying.
I,
That
I'm,
You
I'm
are
not
he
even.
thinks
you
he's
are
that.
a player. You're not a
Yeah.
coach. You're not the GM.
You're not that guy.
You none of that. You
Yeah.
need to say so on who they coming. You got to be kidding. And he got a no trade clause too.
Oh, does he?
Oh, does he?
Yep, and part of this last contract is a no trade clause.
Wow.
Well,
Kelly said that Gabriel's a project. He's a left end, throws the ball low and no air.
Yeah.
She said, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I couldn't understand like why they was stacking it up like that. Like, and I understand. So everybody knows I'm not a Kevin Stefanski fan on no day. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not. But once I seen how he what he was doing, I think he's going back to try to run that same 12-man deep play like when we went to the playoffs
That 1 year.
that 1 year. That 1 year.
Oh, she's wrong.
That 1 year. It was more recent than the Cowboys.
It was more recent than the Cowboys. I won't give you that. It was more recent than the Cowboys.
That was a good crack. That was good.
Yeah, that 1 year. Yeah, but yeah, so I don't know. I'm gonna see what they're gonna do. We have a very tough schedule this year. But I was on somebody's show Monday night and they asked me, I think we gonna get 6 this year, at least 6 wins. I'm going for 6.
Okay.
Yep, I'm going for 6.
That's respectable.
Well, in Lexington, and I'll say this again, second time, that Lexington has a lot of Cleveland fans. A way like, and you, I mean, like somebody
like
was
you're really down around the corner, and why root for Cincinnati? Just go on and pass them and come on to where it's really happening.
A lot of the Cleveland fans are older black that was Cleveland fans back in the day. And the funny thing is, there was a gentleman who's a bus driver. He drives the bus, Steve. And Steve had on his Cleveland stuff a few years ago when they was doing well. And then somebody said, "Look at him, he's bandwagon." I said, "I'm a Niner fan, but if they ain't give me nothing to cheer about for years and years, I'm not gonna walk around here sick unless they're playing." Right?
Right. Absolutely.
That's what it is. I mean,
right.
You know. So with that said, is I hope Cleveland does well. I hope Sanders is a starting quarterback, and I hope we make all the naysayers prove them wrong. You know. And does my Niners play y'all this year?
Yeah, we do play y'all this year.
You play? Yeah.
When is that? Is it in Cleveland?
I think it's in Cleveland.
It is. So I know
we're gonna have to go.
Was here.
Is it when it's not cold?
Cleveland.
Hold on, give me a
second. Is it when it's warm?
Give me a second. I can tell you when it's.
So let me tell you
this. It's cold. We ain't going.
I sit in the club section, okay, so I can be inside. But when it's super cold, I don't go to the stadium because ain't no parking by us. We don't have that stadium. So I don't go because I'm not walking in the cold. I ain't built for that. 2 surgeries later on the shoulder. No, thank you. And I ain't putting on all them clothes to be down there. I can watch it at home. I don't do it. But yeah, I think we play, I know it's maybe, I want to say October, middle of October. No, it's not. Not in Cleveland, it's not.
Oh, it's still nice in Cleveland in
October? Yeah, it is.
October to what?
In Cleveland?
Yeah.
Cleveland's still in Ohio, right?
And it's on the water. You're not going to tell me in October it's not cold.
Nothing but like a hoodie. It's really not that bad. Last year was probably the worst winter we've had. Like literally, I just turned my furnace off May 31st. But, like literally, real talk. That was the day we turned our furnace off. But that was the worst winter we've had in years.
Okay. Oh, Kelly said outside of Warren and Standard, this quarterback class was straight trash. She said, I told my boy Will McClay not to draft any for the Cowboys. Man.
This year was not a good year, but I think that's why Shador wanted to come out this year because next year it's Zachary.
Because next year was going to be a lot more competition for him.
It is. It is going to be a lot more.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, listen, I guess I got to start getting some sleep so I can bank up my sleep for next weekend.
Get your rest.
So I can hit this road and get up to Cleveland and
Come on to the
get
CLE.
inducted
And
into my first Hall of Fame.
you've never been to the Hall of Fame?
I've been there, but I've never been inducted into a Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, I am so super excited. I'm just excited about the day. It's gonna be a nice day. I'm excited to have Coach Ginn there. All of that.
I can't wait to meet him.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah, I can't wait to meet him.
He's amazing. It's amazing what he does with these guys. Two of my friends coach with him. So every now and again I hang out with them. But yeah, I think they usually the first, like when they get out of school, he takes the kids on like a 2-week summer college tour. And they
Okay.
start from here and they go all the way down to Alabama, like they do the HBCUs, they do some of the SECs, they do like to give them a taste of everything. And come on, so he does do a lot with the guys.
So that's the reason why I think I'm gonna be in Cleveland the weekend after, because we're doing a college tour for the girls flag, because they normally do it for boys, and
Okay.
it's a college tour for the girls. So
I'm excited.
But
I
and then
can't
they're
wait
having
till you
camp,
really
a
get
campus
all
there
off into this flag. I'm gonna be like, y'all, I can't go. I'm going to the flag game.
too. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
Actually, one of my players, Nicole on my team, she was the one that was like, "Why don't you like flag?" I was like, "I don't have nothing against flag." But now I'm hooked.
Right. I think for
Well,
me,
I think
it was getting used
having the little
to.
girls having the opportunity to getting scholarship was what got me just really geeked about it. Like
Right,
meeting
'cause
Coach Constable and having her on and having her the first D1 coach, and she's a female at a D. Oh yeah, that right there was just a game changer for me.
because it's opening doors for us that we
Yes.
don't have. So as they steadily trying to take things from us, there's always, as my granny say, it's always 2 ways to skin a cat. So you taking one thing and they giving us something else to make us be able to be able to get that education, and to play and do all that. So I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I do
I'm gonna
too.
always be on the sideline cheering like, go.
Well, thank you. I absolutely appreciate your support. Happy 50th birthday
It's my
again.
birthday. Yes. Thank
Happy
you.
50th. 50th was the
It's
bomb.
my
My 50th birthday was the bomb. So I definitely
I am loving it. I
remember it.
had such a
Yes,
great day yesterday. I had a great day today, and it's just gonna carry over for the whole year. It's gonna be.
absolutely. The whole year.
I'm
Absolutely.
super
I love it.
excited. Yep.
Well, thank you for coming on. I can't wait to see. I won't get there till probably Friday night because they changed our schedule, and I thought I was going to be able to get off early, but it don't look like it. We'll see. But it'll be late when I get in Friday night because I'll be leaving as soon as I get off work. And but I'll let you know when I'm on the way, so you can
Yeah,
kind of
we got you together. You
and
ready?
then and I can't wait to see y'all Friday. I'll see you Friday
Yep.
night.
Well, it's
Thank
nice
you
seeing
for
you
letting
again.
us borrow her for a little bit, Coach Bryan. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna return her just as I got her. I promise you.
Well, there's some changes I can ask you to make if you can.
Oh no, that ain't my department. She would tell you my favorite. That's not my lane. I stay in my lane. I stay in my lane. Ain't no traffic there. Okay.
Well, all right, baby. I
All
appreciate you,
right,
and I'll
y'all
see you
take
Friday.
care. Thank you. Good night. Have a
Good
great
night.
holiday weekend.
You
You
too.
too. Be
Bye-bye.
safe.
Isn't she fun?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, she's the bomb and so supportive. This whole community that I got, and I can't wait to meet all the ladies on Friday. They're amazing because a couple of them, the owner had came out to my game in Atlanta, and I got to meet the founder of the group, and it was just amazing. Remember, I got all my gear, and you said that it was racist.
What?
My black women love football.
Oh.
You said that's racist.
That's what you need to admit.
All right, y'all. We're done. Thank y'all for hanging with us for 2 hours today. And we love y'all, and we'll see y'all next week.
Peace. Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah.